Dampers, Dana again. I always put a sketch up on my Facebook group. Sorry, I should say our Facebook, because anyone who's a member, it's our group. It's not mine. I created it, but I created it for everybody who wants to be a member. To be a member, it's their group as well as much as it is mine. It's just I'm the creator of it, and that's all. So this week's sketch is 3 panels, strip. I will show you my card, and I'm going to replicate it. I've used the petal, what's it called now? Petal Garden Designer Series paper, and I've used the stamp set Hanging Garden, and I've used this one and Sending Lots of Love. And then inside, I think I might put that kind people are my kind of people. Yeah, I am. Because it's true. Kind people are my kind of people. And I also, just with the sketch, I did a colour challenge with it too. So they had to stick to certain colours. And, ooh, they weren't happy. But God bless them, they've come up with some wonderful creations. And I'm choosing, out of the 3 colours we had, Rich Razzleberry, Fresh Fig, and Perfect Plum. You can use all 3 as well as black, or you could just use 1 or 2, or you could even tone those colours down. And not everybody has got Stampin' Up products, so I said as long as it was as close to those colours as possible, you know, give everybody a chance. Let's just hope I get this straight now. Kind people are my kind of people. Yeah, I love it. And yeah, so they've come up with some wonderful ideas. Absolutely wonderful. Oh, I love that. And this is my version. But the only thing is, look, I've made a boo-boo here. I'm going to steam this off later and just take it down a fraction. So what I'm going to do, I can't put straight lines in to save my life. So that's roughly 1.5 inches either side. So I'm going to mark up 1.5 inches either side. So and then I put a little dab, and then what I'll do is I'll just move it so you can see it. But that would be perfection otherwise. I did have a tiny splodge of ink for there, but you wouldn't have known if I hadn't told you. But yeah, I use Rich Razzleberry and 2 shades of Garden Green, which are also in this set. There's Rich Razzleberry in here and in here, and my card. Sending Lots of Love. I love that. And then I used a bit of crumb cake just to fill in the basket. But yeah, it doesn't have to be a dark and dismal card. It can be bright and cheerful, or as loud as those colours can be, or as toned down as those colours can be. So let's get going. There's a lot of layers here because I've added layers on each one. And there's like the card base itself, which is thick whisper white. I use Rich Razzleberry then. And you need 4 pieces of it. I'm going to give you card measurements first. The sentiment comes from Hanging Garden. And so does my pattern, which is in this square here. So you need thick whisper white, which is 8 1/4 by 5 7/8, and you're going to score this at 4 1/8 and fold in half. Your Rich Razzleberry pieces will be, the large one is 3 7/8 by 5 5/8. This one across here is 3/4 by 3 7/8. You'll also need a piece of this one, which is 2 by 4, and this one, which is 2 by 3 1/2. 1, 2, 3. Oh, am I missing a piece? No, 1, 2, 3, 4. I am missing a piece, aren't I? And this one is, this one is 2 by 3. 2 by 3 1/2. Oh, right, this one. Oh, here goes. Gainers on your first boo-boo. And this one is 2 1/2 by 3 1/2. So you need another one at 2 1/2 by 3 1/2. Was it 2 1/2? Am I going to do Lally or senile? Yeah, no, 2 1/4, sorry. 2 1/4. So your whisper white then is going to be, your large one is 3 5/8 by 5 3/8. And this one is 2 1/8 by 3 3/8. So I've got that right, that part. I just missed off a piece of rich raspberry. Ooh! The one underneath I won't show you yet because I haven't done it yet. It's going to be a box inside a box. So there's one piece. I've already attached my tear and tape because that's what I'm using. And I'm going to stick those down. This one is for our white piece. So that's that 2 1/4 by 3 1/2. And this inner piece is 2 1/8 by 3 3/8. Then you've got your 2 by 4. And the inside piece is, for the designer series paper, is 1 7/8 by 3 7/8. That is going there. And this piece is, I will tell you now, 2 by 3 1/2, and this is 1 7/8 by 3 3/8. So that's going there, and that's going there. And this is our strip, which is 3/4 by 3 7/8, and that's going across there. So let's get layering. Let me just score this. It's because it is thick whisper white. I don't do the bendy stuff because it does leave a crease mark. So I'm just going to use, well, I'm not using the pen. I'm going to use my bone folder. And just fold it straight in half just to give me a good score line as well. And then we're going to burnish that. See if you've got a crease, and if you don't get it out, it can make your card look a bit bleh. So there's our base, nicely done as well with the bone folder. Ooh, there's a new way. So I'm going to attach my, it's just a matter of layering these pieces up, and then we're going to do the design and the stamping at the end. Oops, that didn't come off very well. Oh, that's it, but that didn't. See, it doesn't do it off camera, it only does it on. It's typical. So I'm going to lay these. I want a good border. All the way around. So this is where now I can make that little mark at 1 1/2. A tiny little catch there, and do the same on this side. Then when I'm attaching this piece, after I put my 2 layers on, I can literally put it on the 2 1/2, that mark there and that mark there, and know it's straight then. She says having it wop-codded. Wop-codded, there's a word for you. There we go, that's better. And it looks straight, yay! We'll attach that later. Don't do it yet, Gainer. We will do our stamping before we add this piece. So it's just a matter of layering up. I love this paper. It is double-sided and there's rich raspberry on the back. I wanted to use that for my second layer, but thought it was going to look a bit too dark, so I decided on these lovely little bubbles. Isn't that gorgeous? And they work so well together. Yeah, taking the tear tape off, and I ripped it a little bit, but no one's going to see it. It's underneath. I just want that tiny stuff. I don't want a big bold card, and I don't want all that in your face. So that's going to layer up on there perfectly. Just a little overlay at the bottom. So let's, and I want a decent border at the top as well as around the side. And this is going to go only just about 1/4 inch over, about 1/8 of an inch down. Don't want too much. So when this piece goes on here, it's just going to have a little bit of border, and that strip is going to go straight between there. So let's get these attached. Oh, this is the exciting bit, trying to get everything lined up because I'm blind as a bat. And don't worry, I'm not throwing my paper on the floor. Trust me, I have a bin at the side of me. So I'm going to line this up on the card. And I want roughly the same there as I do there. So before I, oops, she says, moving it. So before I press too hard, just going to make sure that falls perfectly. Yes, beautiful. Ta-da-ta-da-ta-ta. So with this card, you can throw these up really quickly. You can use your Stamparatus for the hanging basket if you're doing multiple cards. And I think these have the perfect sentiment to send as a thank you card. So I'm just coming down about 1/8 of an inch here, but I'm going over about 1/4 of an inch there. And again, before I press, check that it's nice and straight. Now we can add this. I'm just adding tear and tape on here as well. Just see the centre. It's going to be held down by other stuff. I always squash it down, so when we come to peel, the glue is well and truly stuck down. So let's line this up. Let's do this properly. I did it on the lob card, as you call it. So you're going to go, this piece is going to go all the way to the end and just cover that mark on both sides. Yay, and it's straight. Phew, she says. So I'm going to take this gorgeous pattern and we're going to get our black memento ink out because I'm going to use my blends, which I adore, but are running out pretty quick. Mind you, I use them a lot. Make it sure you don't have those lines down there because that's where I had my boo-boo from. So let me get my... Oops, I'm sorry about the noise, but... Oh, these airtight containers. I'm just getting my absorber cloth. I'm just going to... Oops, wipe up the sides to get that off. And I'm going to tap this time. And I'm going to line this up. Wait for the ink to transfer. This is a little bit over on that side. Yay! Perfect. Absolutely perfect. So I'm going to leave that for a moment. Now we're going to stamp this, sending lots of love. Making sure it's inked up lovely. I've got to try now and get this at the bottom of my card lovely and straight. But also, I'm only lining them two up for a minute. Because that is going there. So I need this. It will fit perfectly. And I'm holding the ink down just so I know. Sorry if my head's in there. Isn't that beautiful? Sending lots of love. Oh, oh! Don't put that away. Gainer, gainer, gainer. We're going to do our sentiment on the inside as well, and we can get that ready now for stamping. I did use a piece of shimmery with white on there. I don't know why, it was just in my scraps bin. So I thought, use it, use it, use it. Don't waste anything. again, just hold it down till the paper absorbs all that ink. About 5 or 6 seconds. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. You could add some of those lovely butterflies that are in there. Anything you want, but I think that's just right. I can attach those later because I've got my tear and tape on. Lovely border all the way around. Starting to look beautiful. So let's get some colouring done. This is the bit I love the most. Oh, I love to colour, as you know. And that is hanging from there perfectly. So I'm just using the pail of the cherry cobbler. Where's that come from? The crumb cake. I had a lovely comment earlier from a lovely lady I watch also on YouTube. And it was really nice. Gosinia McKenna, is it? I don't know if I pronounced it properly, my darling, but she left me a lovely comment and that she'd been one of my subscribers for over the past year now, which I thought was lovely. And I'm also a subscriber of hers. I do watch her videos. I think she's wonderful. So if you want to pop over there and check her out, I'll tell you what her group is called. My Paper Crafts by Gosia McKenna. And a lovely girl. And I think she's one of the pinkies as well. Which is what I am, a pinky. She said she'd seen my article that was in the quarterly magazine, which was really nice. Nice for somebody to spot that. So on the little leaves, I'm just dabbing all these tiny little leaves, and I think this brush part of the pen is perfect. Even for these smaller spots, I'm not putting no pressure. You just basically touch that little leaf and it fills it in. Absolutely wonderful. Now the thicker leaves, which you can see up here. Oh, I'm going blind now. There's more leaves down here. Just touch them. Lots of little flowers as well, more leaves. Which I think is good. You've got flower, 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 flower. These lovely little flowers here, and these flowers here. And then you've got these darker leaves. But because I'm using my dark, rich raspberry, I know they're daffodils, so please don't cuss. But because of the theme of my colour scheme and my card, I'm just going to turn them into beautiful red flowers. And nobody will ever know. No card is ever wrong. No one ever makes a bad card. We've all got to start somewhere. We have beginners in our group. We have people who are absolutely tremendous. And we've just had the beautiful, beautiful Anne Melvin join our group. And she is loving it. She couldn't get over the warm welcome that the lovely ladies in our group and gents bestowed upon everyone that comes in. Make everyone feel welcome. Get more of these beautiful flowers here. These are just stunning. This splash of colour is amazing. And you could literally just dot these little flowers. You don't even have to fill in all the gaps. Just dot. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Oh, I've left a petal up there. And now the rest is going to be doing in... Oh, I thought I'd cut myself then. It's not, it's pen. Oh, well. No such luck. I'm going to use the thinner end on here. I do want to control these leaves. And this is the dark old olive. Any other bits, fill in with green, just dot. I think this is turning out beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Another leaf there at the back. Isn't that beautiful? Just beautiful. And if you want, I suppose you could add a bit of Winter Stella. If you notice on my one, I did those little flowers down there in green, but I think they look a lot better in the red. So, ooh, let's get some tear and tape on here. I've got ringing in my ears. Oh, tinnitus, I think they call that. Comes and goes. Drives you up the wall some days, you can't hear nothing. So that's the scrap piece. I keep forgetting. I've hidden, well, I haven't hidden it. I've put it on top of my, I've got a little set of drawers here with nicks and knacks in. That is really handy for me, but I keep putting my ATG gun on top and I forget that it's there. And it wasn't until I had a lovely conversation with a beautiful lady earlier. Oh, wait there, people. Sorry. A coffee. Oh, hubby made it just before I started filming. He comes and helps me with all my equipment and stuff. He's so good. And makes me a nice coffee before I start filming. Nice little tiny border all the way around here as well. Just checking. Oh, I could have gone a bit over that way, but look at that. Absolutely beautiful. And even with this one, if the card hadn't have been so bulky, I think I would have added dimensionals. But, oh, should I add them on this side? I think I might, you know. Because all this is layered up there. I'm just going to pop a couple of dimensionals on. I know I've got tape. If I go in between, I think that would be perfect. That's great. Give me a rub round, loosen them off. Now we know roughly where this line is going to go. Whoops, it's not straight. Oh, that's because it's not attached yet. So, just want to lift up so I can see that sentiment. But also, keep that on. Let me just look. Oh, that is perfect. And adding those dimensionals down there has really helped keep the layers perfectly straight on here. Oh my word, I can't believe how quick this card has taken us. This is amazing. During designing a card, it could take me a couple of hours thinking what paper am I going to use, what am I going to coordinate it with, which sentiment, which stamp set. And you can literally pot around for a couple of hours. And then once you've got all your layers cut, they can literally take 15-20 minutes to put together. And I never know, I never want to rush. But I think that is absolutely gorgeous. I love it. Oh my word, I'm quite impressed with that. So should I add a bit of Winter Stella? I could just dot some on this. Beautiful. And I'm not adding a lot, I'm just literally dotting it on. You can use your blends on these as well. You know, just dab a little colour. Your aqua painter. Absolutely wonderful. Oh, I think that is gorgeous. Just enough glisten on there, that's perfect. Finding more little dots to do. Perfect. I've got that ringing back in my ear again. Oh, I just think that is adorable. So now I'm going to grab a few gems. These are gifted to me. And I'm going to use the larger ones here. And I'm going to pop one there. One here. Whoops, that's not where I wanted it. I wanted it there. And I'm just going to pop one right down there. And we're done. Oh my word. Let me look. That didn't take long at all. It took all of 25 minutes with a gas bag in it and getting all our measurements straight. I do so badly want to put that straight, so I will steam that off with my heat gun to lift off enough for me to just lower those measurements down. But what a beautiful, beautiful card. So I'm just going to add dots on here as well. The pen seems to be quite juicy. This is gorgeous. And I'm glad I added the extra colour and not all the green. I think they are beautiful. And anyone receiving this card, I think, would be overjoyed. Kind people are my kind of people. I love that sentiment. That is absolutely good. What a boo-boo. Well, I'm going to take a photograph of this one. And this one is going on our Facebook page. So I will write all the measurements down again. So thick whisper white, 8 1/4, 5 7/8, score at 4 1/8. Your rich raspberry is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces, because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces. 3 7/8 by 5 5/8, 3/4 of an inch by 3 7/8, 2 by 4, 2 by 3 1/2, and 2 1/4 by 3 1/2. Your designer series paper is 1 7/8 by 3 7/8 and 1 7/8 by 3 3/8. And your whisper white is 3 5/8 by 5 3/8 and 2 1/8 by 3 3/8. And the sentiment and the pattern come from Hanging Gardens. So I will put them on the blog when I've uploaded the video. But until then, I hope you give me a thumbs up. I hope you enjoyed the card just as much as I do. And I hope you press this button down here. It says subscribe. And if you press the little bell straight after, you'll be notified of all future videos. So I hope you enjoy and I hope you give it a go. Come over to our Facebook group and have a go at the sketch this week. I'll put one up every Monday morning. And then with your permission, I put it on the blog every Sunday night. So anyone and everyone who visits there can go and see all your wonderful creations. So bob along. Until next time. Thanks for stopping by. Love you all. Bye.